Lazarus, come forth. And have in that very instant neurons in the brain beginning to charge. The heart start to beat. Blood begins to flow again through the vessels. The tissues, the fibers, the sinews begin to be filled with strength. And the man opens his eyes and walks out alive. What kind of power is that? What kind of a power is it that enables a person to defy the laws of gravity and of buoyancy, to walk on the water, or to take water and by fiat, by imperative, change it constituently from water to wine? What kind of person can give sight to the blind by touching, and hearing to the deaf? Have you ever seen a miracle worker today restore a limb? Jesus did all of these things and more, displaying these powers. But the other word, the word that is John's favorite word, as we see at the first miracle that is recorded at the wedding feast of Cana, where Jesus does change the water into wine. It is called a sign. In one sense, it was what the evil and adulterous generation sought after. I'm not going to believe until I see a sign from heaven. Thomas said, I'm not going to believe until I see the pierce marks on his body and I put my hand into the wounds of his body. What were they asking for? They were asking for a miracle. They wanted something that was so manifest, so clearly the power of God, so clearly something that only God could do, that then and only then would they believe. And Jesus rebuked people for that sort of thing. And at the same time told us that that generation was so wicked that even if one came back from the dead, they wouldn't believe it. That no matter how many signs Jesus did perform, they wanted more. This isn't enough. And Jesus finally said, there's no sign going to be given to you except that which was given to Jonah. And that was the resurrection. You remember what Paul says to the Athenians? When he goes to Mars Hill, he said, these former days of ignorance God overlooked, but now he commands all men everywhere to repent, because he has appointed a day by which he will judge the world by this one that he has proven to be who he claimed to be by the resurrection from the dead. It's as if God was saying to us, if the resurrection of Jesus isn't enough to prove to you that this is my only begotten Son, you're not going to see anything greater. You're not going to see anything more. Because I have given the credit of the proposer. I have surrounded the life of my Son with manifest and manifold demonstrations of my power. I have given the sign of who he is. And that's why these miracles are extremely important for us as we read them. And when you read them and read the New Testament and you see a miracle story, ask yourself immediately, what is the significance of this? Or to put it more deliberately, what is the significance of this? What does this tell us about this person called Jesus?